You ever open your phone just to check one thing, and next thing you know, it's been an hour? Your thumb's still scrolling, your brain's foggy, and there's this weird emptiness sitting in your chest. It's like you're tired, but not the kind of tired that sleep can fix. More like tired of everything. And you don't even know why. You're not lazy. You're not broken. But something's wrong, right? Deep down, you can feel it. Something's off. You're alive, but it doesn't feel like you're really living. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to break down why scrolling your life away is one of the biggest silent killers of your motivation, your confidence, and your future. We're going to talk about how your phone is reprogramming your brain, why you're constantly distracted, and how to finally take back control without needing to throw your phone in the trash. If you've been feeling stuck, foggy, or just plain numb, this is your wake-up call. So pause for a second. Look around. Look at your life. Is this the story you want to keep writing? Because today we're not just exposing the problem, we're going to walk through exactly how to fix it. Step by step. No fluff, no guilt tripping. Just truth, real talk, and a clear path forward. If you're ready to stop wasting your life one scroll at a time, then hit that like button. Drop a comment below saying, "I'm ready," so I know who's taking this seriously. And if you know someone who's lost in the scroll, send them this video. Not to shame them, but to save them. All right, you ready? Let's talk about the trap you don't even realize you're in. It always starts with just a few minutes, doesn't it? Maybe you're waiting for your coffee to brew, or maybe you're lying in bed convincing yourself you'll only check one notification. Then you're gone. 10 minutes, 30, an hour. And afterward, you don't even remember what you looked at. That's the trap. Scrolling feels safe. It feels like nothing, just a way to fill time. But that's where the illusion begins. You think you're relaxing, unwinding, but you're not resting. You're numbing. You're avoiding. You're silencing something deeper. That phone in your hand is the fastest escape from discomfort this world has ever seen. And every time you tap that screen, you're training your brain to run away from your life. And what are we running from, really? Silence. Boredom, our own thoughts. Maybe it's the pressure to do something meaningful, or the guilt of not doing enough. Maybe it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of being alone, fear of missing out. And so, we scroll. Because it's easier. It gives us little dopamine hits and makes us feel busy when we're not. It makes us feel connected when we're actually isolated. Think about it. Have you ever finished a long scroll session and felt genuinely better afterward? Probably not. You feel empty, drained, like your body was still, but your mind just ran a marathon for no reason. But the real danger isn't the hours you're wasting. It's the mindset you're building. Every time you choose the scroll over silence, over action, over presence, you teach yourself to settle for less. Less meaning, less discipline, less life. You dull the edges of your own ambition. You blur the urgency of your goals. And soon, you start believing that this cycle is just normal, that feeling numb is just part of being human now. But it's not. That numbness is a warning. It's your soul trying to shake you awake. So I want you to ask yourself something, and be honest. What are you really looking for when you scroll? Comfort, escape, connection, motivation. Because what you're searching for can't be found in endless videos or highlight reels. The real thing, the real life you're meant for, doesn't live in that device. It's outside of it. It's in your actions, your purpose, your relationships, your growth. But none of that can exist fully while you're buried in distraction. Here's something you can try tonight. Instead of reaching for your phone, sit still for 5 minutes. Just 5. Let your brain breathe. Let your thoughts wander. You might feel restless, even anxious. That's okay. That's your mind detoxing from noise. That's a good thing. Because clarity doesn't come from constant stimulation. It comes from space. Space to think, to feel, to want more. And that's the moment you realize the scroll didn't relax you. It robbed you. And not just of time, but of presence, of drive, of the moments that actually matter. Now here's the thing. Time isn't the only thing your phone is stealing. There's something even more precious. It's quietly draining from you every single day. It's easy to say, it's just a few minutes here and there, like it's no big deal. But those minutes, they stack. They build into habits, and habits shape your life. You think you're just wasting time, but the truth is, what scrolling really steals from you is far more dangerous. It's stealing your focus, your energy, your drive. Bit by bit, it chips away at the parts of you that are supposed to be building your future. You're not just losing hours, you're losing momentum. The kind of momentum you need to finish that book, start that business, fix that relationship, or become the person you keep saying you want to be. Think about it. Every scroll you make is like a tiny withdrawal from your mental bank account. Your attention is your currency. And once it's gone, it takes serious effort to get it back. Ever notice how hard it is to start a task after you've been on your phone for too long? You can't focus. Your thoughts are scattered. You open a tab, forget why, open another, then another, and suddenly you're just spinning your wheels. That's not random. That's the cost of mental fatigue. And the more you indulge it, the weaker your willpower gets. But it goes deeper than just focus. Scrolling is stealing your self-worth. You scroll through endless highlight reels, perfect bodies, perfect lives, success stories that look effortless, and your brain starts to play a cruel game of comparison. You start to wonder if you're behind, if you're not good enough, if everyone else is moving forward and you're stuck. And it hurts. But instead of facing that pain, what do? You scroll more, looking for a video to numb it, looking for someone worse off so you can feel better, looking for anything to quiet that voice in your head. But that voice doesn't go away. It just gets buried deeper. Here's the part no one talks about. This cycle is designed to keep you stuck. The apps are made to hook you. The content is built to trigger your emotions, your envy, your desire, your fears, so you'll stay longer, click more, scroll deeper. You're not failing because you're weak. You're being outplayed by systems built to steal your attention. And every minute they succeed, they take something from you, not just your day. They steal your progress, your clarity, your peace. So ask yourself, how much energy have you given away today? Not just time, but the emotional and mental strength you could have used to build something meaningful. What could you have done today if your mind was clear, if your heart was steady, if your attention was yours and yours alone? Maybe you'd finally write that idea down. Maybe you'd talk to your kids without glancing at the screen. Maybe you'd go to bed proud of the day instead of feeling like you just floated through it. That version of you, it's still possible. You haven't missed your chance. But it starts with recognizing that your energy is not infinite. Your motivation, your focus, your willpower, it all needs protection. You can't afford to hand it over to a screen and expect to build the life you want. That's not how it works. And now that you know what it's stealing, the next question is why it's so good at taking it. Because this isn't just about habit, it's about design. You're not the problem. The system is. You've probably heard the saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. But have you ever thought about what that really means when it comes to your social media? Think about it. Everything you scroll, every ad you see, every video that automatically plays next, it's all designed to grab your attention and keep it there for as long as possible. And you? You're just the pawn in someone else's game. The apps are built with one goal in mind, to keep you scrolling. They know exactly what triggers you, what makes you click, and what keeps you coming back for more. And the worst part, you don't even realize it. This isn't about you being weak. It's about a system designed to take advantage of human nature, and trust me, these companies know how to play you. They've learned your patterns. They know your likes, your dislikes, and even your deepest desires. Your behavior is tracked, analyzed, and then used to feed you content that makes you want more. Your phone isn't just a device anymore. It's a distraction machine designed to hijack your attention. From the endless scroll to the constant notifications, every moment you spend on your phone is feeding an algorithm that's learning how to keep you hooked. And it works. Because the human brain loves novelty. It loves surprises. That little red notification, it's the modern day equivalent of a slot machine, and we keep pulling the lever hoping to hit the jackpot. And that jackpot, It's just another video, just another post. But somehow we're all convinced that this time it's going to be worth it. But it never is. This isn't just about mindless scrolling, it's about how deep the programming goes. Social media is designed to tap into your emotions, your fear of missing out, your envy, your desire for approval. It wants to manipulate you, to make you feel that you're falling behind, that everyone else is living their best life while you're stuck on the couch. But here's the thing, you're not stuck. You've just been tricked into believing that scrolling is the only way to feel connected or entertained. But real connection, real joy, doesn't come from your phone. It comes from real life, from talking to people, from experiencing moments, from creating something that matters. Social media isn't the enemy, it's just a tool. But the way it's used is what keeps us trapped. We've allowed these platforms to steal our time and emotional energy, and it's time we took that power back. So here's the hard truth. This is a battle for your mind. The more you're on your phone, the more your brain gets rewired to crave instant gratification. It's the same reason it's so hard to focus when you need to study or get work done. Your brain is addicted to the little dopamine hits that come from checking your phone. And you're not alone. It's happening to millions of people right now. That's why it's so important to understand that this isn't your fault. You're not weak. You've just been programmed. And now you have a choice. You can either keep letting this system control you, or you can start taking back control of your own mind. You can choose to break free from the endless scroll, to stop letting the algorithms win, and to start living on your own terms. It won't be easy. It might even feel uncomfortable at first. But the more you practice being present, the more you'll realize how much freedom is waiting for you on the other side. You can have your time back. You can have your focus back. You can have your life back. So I want to ask you, how many times have you opened your phone today without even thinking about it? How many times have you found yourself scrolling just because you were bored or anxious? And do you really think this is the life you want to keep living? So now that you know how much you've been programmed to scroll, you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. Maybe you're wondering, where do I even start? How do I break free from this? And I get it. It's not easy. But here's the thing. Reclaiming control doesn't mean you have to do it all at once. It doesn't require you to delete your apps, go off the grid, or completely cut out all distractions. It starts with small wins. Tiny incremental steps that, over time, build into something big. The key is to stop expecting perfection and to focus on progress. If you want to stop scrolling and get your life back, you need to start by setting small boundaries that add up to real change. First things first, take a look at your phone. What do you really need on it? How many apps are actually helping you? It's time to clean house. Delete the ones that waste your time. Unsubscribe from notifications that only create stress. Think about it. How many times has your phone pinged with an alert that did absolutely nothing for you? It's like they're calling you to remind you how much they have your attention. But you can take back that power. By choosing what notifications come through, you regain control of your mind. Instead of responding to the world's agenda, you start responding to your own. Next, I want you to try something for just one day. Set limits. Maybe it's 20 minutes of scrolling, or an hour, or whatever feels reasonable to you. The goal here isn't to cut everything out, it's to give yourself permission to step away. You'll be amazed at how powerful it feels to say, I'm in charge of how much time I spend here. Once you've set your limit, stick to it. When the timer goes off, walk away. Don't just click on another app. Don't keep browsing. Do something else. Read a book. Take a walk. Call a friend. Engage with your life, not with the pixels on your screen. And at first, this might feel hard. You might feel that familiar pull to go back to your phone to check just one more thing. But that's the moment when you're starting to win. You're building new habits, and that takes time. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Eventually, you won't feel like you need the phone to fill the gaps. The gaps will start to feel comfortable again. Another powerful way to reclaim control is by making time for real connection. When was the last time you had a meaningful conversation with someone without distractions? No phones, no checking the time, no scrolling, just talking. That's where real connection lives. That's where the magic happens. So challenge yourself. The next time you meet someone, put your phone away, be present, ask questions. Listen. You'll start to see how much you've been missing. And trust me, the more present you are in these moments, the more fulfilling your life will feel. You'll realize how many of those moments you've been filling with distractions, and how much richer they could have been if you'd been there, really there. Finally, remember that real progress isn't about cutting yourself off from technology. It's about using technology on your terms. It's about putting limits in place that allow you to be in control, not controlled. So stop scrolling when you feel like it's wasting your time. Take breaks when you need them. And find activities that don't involve a screen. You'll start to feel a sense of freedom you didn't even know was possible. Now here's the question I want you to ask yourself. What small change can you make today to stop mindlessly scrolling? And how will you feel once you've taken back just a little bit of your time? You might be thinking, wait, didn't you just tell me to stop scrolling and be more productive? Now you're telling me to be bored? Yes, I am. And here's why. In today's world, boredom has become a bad word. It's something we avoid at all cost. When was the last time you sat down and did absolutely nothing? I mean, really nothing. No phone, no distractions, just space. That moment of stillness is powerful, but it's become so rare that we don't know how to handle it anymore. Instead of embracing boredom, we try to fill it with endless scrolling, checking emails, or watching mindless content. But here's the kicker. Boredom isn't the enemy. It's actually the key to creativity, problem solving, and self-discovery. Boredom forces your brain to shift into a new gear. When you're bored, your mind starts to wander. It starts to think about things you wouldn't normally consider. That's where new ideas come from. Think about it. Some of the world's greatest inventions, breakthrough ideas, and personal realizations came from moments of boredom. Think about when you were a kid. Didn't you spend hours just letting your mind drift, daydreaming about anything and everything? Now, as adults, we've lost that ability. Instead, we've filled every moment with something to keep us busy, keep us entertained. But what happens when we let our minds be bored again? We allow space for inspiration to come in. We create room for solutions that we never would have thought of in the middle of a constant stream of distractions. And that's what we're missing. The power of letting our minds be idle, to have that blank space where creativity can flow. Here's the truth. By avoiding boredom, we avoid growth. It's during those moments when we have nothing else to do but think that we come up with our best ideas. But when we fill every moment with something external, whether it's scrolling, watching videos, or checking social media, we miss out on the real magic that comes from within. So the next time you're waiting for an appointment or stuck in line, instead of reaching for your phone, just sit, look around, let your mind wander. What do you think will happen if you start doing this? You might be surprised at what comes up. Being bored also gives you the chance to check in with yourself. When was the last time you really asked yourself what you want? What are your goals? What's truly important to you? These aren't questions we often take the time to think about, but boredom creates the mental space to reflect on your life, your desires, and your purpose. Without the noise of constant stimulation, you can hear your own thoughts more clearly. It's like taking a step back to get a better view of the bigger picture, and that's where clarity comes in. That's where decisions are made. But you're probably wondering, how do I start embracing boredom when I've gotten so used to filling every moment with noise? Start small. The next time you're in a situation where you would normally reach for your phone, resist the urge. Take a deep breath. Let yourself just be still. You might not get a life-changing idea right away, and that's okay. But the more you practice being bored, the easier it will get. And eventually, you'll start to notice the shifts in your thinking. You'll start to hear yourself more clearly, and that's when the magic happens. So I want to ask you, how do you feel when you have nothing to do? Can you sit with yourself in silence, or do you immediately need to fill that time with something? What might you discover if you allowed yourself a little boredom today? At this point, you might be feeling a little bit lighter. You've started to reclaim your time, and you've learned to embrace boredom. You're starting to take back control, and you're seeing the value in quiet moments. But let me tell you, There's something even more powerful waiting for you once you step into this new way of thinking. It's the moment when you realize you can't live without it. The power of being intentional with your time, your focus, and your life. When you've been constantly distracted for so long, it's hard to imagine how much more you can accomplish or how much more fulfillment you'll feel by simply being present. But once you start to get a taste of that freedom, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. You see, this shift isn't just about reducing screen time or stopping the endless scroll. It's about reclaiming your life and realizing that without all the noise, you're more capable, more creative, and more in control than you ever thought possible. It's not just about cutting out distractions. It's about seeing life in full color again. It's about recognizing how much you've been missing while you've been glued to your screen, numbing out the world around you. But when you get rid of that constant stream of noise, you start to hear the things that really matter. You start to hear your own thoughts. You hear your needs, your desires, and even your purpose more clearly. Here's the secret. When you embrace this kind of intentional living, you realize how much more you're capable of. You realize that you don't need to rely on external validation, endless content, or constant distractions to feel fulfilled. You're able to focus on what really matters, whether that's a project you've been putting off, a goal you've always had, or simply your own well-being. And once you start experiencing this, you'll feel a sense of freedom you didn't even know was possible. It's like a weight lifts off your shoulders because you no longer feel obligated to be plugged in all the time. You can start living with intention, choosing how you want to spend your time, rather than letting the world dictate it for you. Think about the last time you felt truly present, when you were completely absorbed in an activity or conversation, without the distraction of your phone or other screens. Doesn't it feel incredible to be in that moment, to be fully there, to experience life as it happens? That's what you're stepping into when you take control of your time. It's not about avoiding technology or cutting yourself off from the world. It's about using technology in a way that serves you rather than allowing it to take over your life. And here's the kicker. Once you realize how much power you have to shape your own experience, you start to realize that the possibilities are endless. You can choose how you want to engage with the world, what kind of content you consume, and how much of your time you want to give away to distractions. This is where you'll find true fulfillment. It's when you realize that the endless scrolling, the mindless consumption, and the constant validation seeking are not the keys to happiness. The key is living intentionally, being present in every moment, and using your time in a way that brings you closer to your goals and your purpose. It's a liberating feeling, but it's also a responsibility. Once you realize the power of living intentionally, you can never go back. You can't unsee what's possible. And you'll start to feel the difference in your life. Your mind will be clearer, your focus sharper, and your days more meaningful. So let me ask you, how would your life change if you truly started living intentionally? How would it feel to experience life without the constant need for distraction? And what might you accomplish if you gave yourself the freedom to live without the digital noise? Now that you've started embracing the quiet, reclaiming your time, and living more intentionally, it's time to take everything you've learned and create a new normal. It's one thing to experience these small changes for a day or even a week, but the real magic happens when you make this a permanent part of your life. It's about integrating these habits into your daily routine, making them second nature, and ensuring that you're not just living for the moment, but for the long haul. When you start to create your new normal, everything begins to shift. Your mindset, your priorities, and your sense of purpose will all change, and for the better. Here's the trick. It's not about trying to completely eliminate distractions from your life. That's unrealistic. We live in a world that's full of distractions, and that's not going away. But what you can do is design your life in such a way that those distractions no longer have control over you. You're the one who decides how much attention you give to your phone, to social media, to the world around you. It's about taking the power back and consciously choosing what deserves your time and energy. That's the new normal you're working towards, where you live with intention, where you create space for what matters, and where distractions no longer pull you away from your goals and dreams. But creating this new normal isn't just about cutting out distractions. It's about filling that space with something meaningful. Now that you've freed up time and energy, what are you going to do with it? What will you focus on? What will you create? The beauty of this process is that it's completely up to you. You get to decide what your new normal looks like. Maybe you want to finally write that book, start that project, or learn a new skill. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family or invest in your personal growth. Whatever it is, the possibilities are endless when you take back control of your time. Creating your new normal also requires consistency. It's not about doing this perfectly every single day. There will be times when you slip up, when you find yourself scrolling just a little bit too long, or when you get distracted. And that's okay. What matters is that you get back on track, that you don't let one slip up derail your entire journey. This process is about progress, not perfection. Every small change you make, every step you take to be more present and intentional is a win. And those wins, no matter how small, add up over time. It's also about being kind to yourself. This journey of creating a new normal isn't about beating yourself up for past mistakes or missed opportunities. It's about forgiving yourself, learning from those moments, and moving forward with a new perspective. It's about seeing the bigger picture and knowing that you have the power to shape your own future. Your time is yours to take back, and it starts now. As you begin to live this new normal, you'll start to notice something incredible happening. Your life will begin to feel more aligned with your values and goals. You'll feel less stressed, more fulfilled, and more focused. You'll start to notice the positive changes in your relationships, in your work, and in your overall well-being. It's a shift that impacts every part of your life, and it's all thanks to the small intentional steps you took to reclaim your time and your attention. Now, I want to ask you, what will your new normal look like? What are the changes you're going to make to live with more intention? And how will you feel once you've created a life that truly reflects who you are and what you value? Today, we've explored a powerful shift that can transform your life, moving from endless scrolling and distractions to living with intention and purpose. We've discussed the value of embracing boredom, using that space to spark creativity and clarity, and how to reclaim your time in a world that constantly tries to pull you in. By intentionally choosing how you spend your time, you're setting yourself up for a life filled with more focus, more fulfillment, and more peace. The key here is simple. It's not about eliminating distractions entirely, but learning to choose where to focus your energy and reclaim your control. Creating a new normal for yourself means designing a life that's aligned with your true goals and values, making time for what matters most, and giving yourself permission to live without the noise. It's a journey of small but powerful steps toward living with intention, and it all starts with a decision to change. So what are you going to do today to start living more intentionally? Will you embrace a few moments of boredom to spark creativity? Will you reclaim your time and focus on what truly matters? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what steps you're taking. If this video has helped you, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that can help you build the life you truly want. Remember, you have the power to shape your future, one intentional choice at a time.